What's going on, guys? Gamers Goon here today, and today we just got breaking news that the Lions have come to terms with Matt Stafford departing the team. He is no longer going to be on the Detroit Lions, and you might be wondering why. Why, Gamers Goon, are you on here? You're a Bears fan. Why are you sitting here and talking about this? Because we got a very interesting scenario playing out for our organization this offseason. As you know, Mitchell Trubisky has not been re-signed, and to my knowledge, we have not had contact with Mitch Trubisky this offseason. I love Mitch. Hopefully he can come back and do something, whether it's as a backup role or a starter. But hopefully we can bring him back. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about our options in the offseason. We're starting it off with Matthew Stafford. My biggest question here is, I've seen a lot of people in the few moments that this story broke on Twitter, on Bears Twitter, tweeting out things of, bring Matt Stafford to Chicago. Oh, that's the guy for us. Oh, please have him come to Chicago. Why? Can somebody explain to me why? Because if you're asking me, the things you've been complaining about Trubisky is that he is an average QB. He is a QB that's not great. He's good, but he's not great. He doesn't have that next level. But if you compare Matt Stafford and Trubisky's accolades, not their stats, obviously Stafford, he's had a longer career, and he's had a more prosperous career. He had Calvin Johnson, whatever. If you just purely off of the accolades, they've both been in one Pro Bowl. Trubisky's been in the league 6 less years than him. One Pro Bowl. And they're equal. Then, you want to also compare whether or not Matt Stafford had playoff success. And you can make this argument that, the Lions weren't a good team. But according to the logic that Bears fans make, the rest of the team doesn't matter as long as you have a great quarterback. Whether or not they're putting up 30 points. According to the logic, if Matt Stafford was great, he should win. And he should go at least make the playoffs. He has played 3 career playoff games. And he's played many more years than Trubisky. He was drafted in 2009. He's gone, 12 years? Trubisky was drafted in 2017? Played about 4 years? Do the math. Trubisky's played in 2. There's literally, and this isn't even me arguing for Trubisky. This is just me as a Bears fan saying, you do not rise your ceiling with this guy. You don't. The ceiling does not rise. The Bears need a quarterback, and yes, they're going to need a quarterback that can go out there and make plays like a Deshaun Watson. You might be sitting there, they have better playmakers than the Lions. Do we? Do we really? Allen Robinson might be gone. David Montgomery, who knows if we use him in the pass game. His role's been all over the place throughout his entire career. Towards the end of the season, we're running him a lot like we should have been way early in the year. We don't even know what we're doing. We still got Nagy running the show. Mooney, he is really the only receiver on this team that I am confident to say he's going to be good next year. I don't know if Miller's coming back. I don't know if Wims is coming back. Hell, I don't even know if Cordero Patterson's coming back. And we haven't even been using him at receiver, even though his initial position was receiver. We've been using him at running back and kick return. And I would love to have Cordero Patterson back. But the only receiver on this team that is a lock for next year is Darnell Mooney. So, first off, if Stafford hasn't had help his entire career, he hasn't had Calvin Johnson, Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, whatever. If he doesn't have that help, why would he want to come to where his best player is a second-year receiver? Nothing against Darnell Mooney, but he's not as good as Kenny Galladay is right now. Could he be? Absolutely. But right now, no. And then you don't even know who else you're going to have on the team. You don't even know who else you're throwing the ball to. So, first off, why would Stafford even want to come here? Second off, why would you even want him to come here? The ceiling doesn't rise. He is literally the most average quarterback. I know somebody in the comment section is going to be going on me about, oh, Stafford's a great quarterback. What has he done? Yeah, you can be good. That's fine. But if it doesn't equate to success, then what's the point? The Bears have a quarterback that is bad, but it equated to success. Stafford ain't the answer. And then the other guy that I've been seeing and going around on Twitter today is some people are in and some people aren't on Gardner Minshew. Why? There's a reason DJ Chark was not very happy this season. Yeah, he got a lot of targets this year. But he also didn't get as many grabs as he should have. He got maybe 3 or 4 grabs a game off of like 7-8 targets. Why? Because quarterbacks weren't good in Jacksonville. They weren't good. Gardner Minshew hasn't done anything in his career that suggests that he could be the face of a franchise. So I don't know why Bears fans today, specifically, after 2 to 3 years of just being so pissed off at Mitch for being an average quarterback, why are we settling with average again? This is even a defense of Mitch. Why the fuck are we settling with average? You either go all in on Deshaun Watson, which is questionable. I don't know if I'll be willing to give up as much as it would take to get him. Maybe a sign and trade with Allen Robinson. That's probably a terrible idea for us, though. But that's probably what would get the Texans involved. I would much rather trade up in this year's draft. Trade our pick this year's draft up. Pair it along with whatever. A second rounder and a third rounder next year. Something like that. Trade up a few spots. I don't know how far. You can play the game. You can wait it out. You can wait for Trevor Lawrence to go off. You can wait for Justin Fields. And we don't necessarily know Justin Fields is going to be the second pick in this year's draft. That is not confirmed. And then it comes to whether you want Lance or you want Wilson. I want Zach Wilson. So I would wait it out. I don't think you could trade up to 3. I don't think you'd get the right value. But if there was a little bit of a slide, if Penei Sewell goes in, Devontae Smith, the Dolphins pick up there, maybe they go Micah Parsons. If we start to see Zach Wilson slide past that 6-7 spot, Chicago needs to be on that phone, and they need to be calling up. They need to make a move. And I don't mean the safe move of getting a guy that's going to barely make the playoffs. It's not going to raise their ceiling and push them over the edge to go another round in the playoffs. It's not going to make them a contender. They're going to be pretenders with Minshew or Stafford. I don't even know if they're going to be pretenders with Minshew. Stafford, they'll definitely be pretenders. They'll make the playoffs. Minshew, absolutely not. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced that Minshew can get us there. I'm just not. Watson, he'll get us to that next round. Zach Wilson, that is the move where you're not necessarily... if they make the move for Zach Wilson, that is the bold move of the offseason. Because that says, you know what? Sure, we didn't necessarily get what we wanted out of Mitch. But we're willing to take another risk. We're willing to try to go out and get another franchise quarterback to try out and see if this is the guy. There's risks involved with it. You know what you're getting out of Deshaun Watson. You know he has a high value. The value might be cheaper with Zach Wilson to trade up for him because you don't know what you're getting out of him. And I would rather take the Zach Wilson option, if I'm being honest with you, because I don't like giving up assets. But if we take Deshaun Watson, welcome to Chicago. I'm not going to complain. But for the love of God, Chicago, do not settle with Stafford and do not settle with Gardner Minshew. And my brilliant idea in the offseason was to get a 1-year deal with Jacoby Brissett because he is mobile. Get a 1-year deal with him, tank it, and then see if he's playing well, then sure, whatever. He can stay as our guy, or we get a high draft pick next year and take a top quarterback prospect next year. But I'm telling you right now, Stafford, Minshew, they don't raise the ceiling of the team. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with them. I don't see how that raises the ceiling. So, I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. Anyways, I'll be talking to you guys later this weekend, this week, whatever. I'll be talking to you guys later in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bear down. But please, Chicago, do not settle. Do not settle.